Robin Wheelright. We're here at Vivienne Kitchen and Pantry. We are Portland's Culinary Bookstore, and our goal here is to unite people around food and to teach us all to be better cooks by the amazing books that we sell here. So welcome to my kitchen. I am making a Kohlrabi Slaw today with stuff that I got out of my CSA box, and also a couple of extra things I picked up at the farmer's market. So I just want to talk about kohlrabi. This is my star ingredient. Kohlrabi is in the brassica family, and it is as easy to grow, I hear, as kale, and harder or easier to grow than broccoli, but it doesn't sell as well as either of them. So I think we all need to embrace kohlrabi, and I'm hoping that my recipe today for a quick kohlrabi slaw will help get you into that mindset. Okay, so kohlrabi is my star ingredient here, and then I'm also going to use carrots in this slaw, and I have some little spring onions. They look a lot like scallions right now, but I think they're just baby onions. And then these little asparagus are in season at the farmer's market, so I picked those up and had them in the fridge, and we're going to use those today. And then I have a little cilantro and mint, and I'm going to make a dressing with yogurt and a little oil, a little vinegar, and some salt, pretty much. So without further ado, we're going to get cooking. The first thing I want to do is just put some water to boil, because I'm going to blanch my asparagus. Okay. So while I cut my carrots and my kohlrabi, I'm just going to turn on this water and get it boiling. And I will add salt before I put my asparagus in, so that salt flavor will season my asparagus and it'll taste more delicious than if I hadn't done that. So for my kohlrabi, I really like kohlrabi. It reminds me, the taste, I've heard it called Midwestern jicama. It really reminds me of cabbage. And to cut this, I'm going to cut the top and bottom off. It always helps to have a really sharp knife. And the skin on the kohlrabi is usually pretty hard and fibrous, so I'm just going to cut that off, cut along the sides and get that skin off. And the way to approach this is to cut it as thinly, slice it as thinly as possible, and then slice it again to get matchsticks. So I'll just start by slicing vertically, and I'm trying to get like about 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick slices. It's not the easiest vegetable to cut. Taste your vegetables. It is kind of like a jicama. It is a little reminiscent of cabbage. It reminds me a bit of an apple, but I have my kohlrabi matchsticks, and I will tell you, I wanted really nice, even matchsticks, and I didn't really do that great of a job, and it's okay. Don't worry. I'm gonna matchstick these carrots too. So I usually will cut my carrot in half to do that, and then so I took those half carrots, I cut them down into these little strips, and then I'm just gonna stack those up and cut them into the matchsticks. All right, so I've got carrots and I have kohlrabi, and it's starting to look like a nice little slaw in here. I am going to now blanch my asparagus. So boiling water with salt, got our little asparagus in there, and what I'm trying to do here is just barely cook them. I want the color to turn bright green, so that's what I'm looking for in my blanch, and as soon as they're bright green, I'll pull them out, and you can see that they're already a little brighter than they were. So, and they taste delicious. They still have crunch. They're bright green in color. So I decided I'm going to plunge these into some ice water for 2 reasons. One, it's going to stop the cooking, which I think they'll be okay even if I didn't do that. But 2, I want to cut these into smaller pieces for my slaw, so it's going to allow me to handle them a little better. So I've got my asparagus. I'm going to line them up. And I want, my matchsticks for both of these vegetables are fairly long, so I think that the asparagus we can do, I don't know. To make a match, I'd cut them into half. I have a little green onion here, so I'm going to just chop these all up a little bit at a bias, and I'll see how strong it is. It's really mild, so I think I can use that. I have mint and cilantro here. Any kind of herb really would do. A real rough chop, only cutting these leaves in like half or quarters essentially. I don't want them too small because I want to really bite into the flavor of the herbs. So we just need to make a dressing, and we will be ready to assemble this. For this dressing, I am going to use yogurt. This is a little bit of a neutral oil. It's avocado oil, so it's kind of thick and not extremely neutral, but neutral enough for me. And then I have a little bit of sherry vinegar that I'm adding in, and I'm gonna add salt. And I'm gonna whisk it all together. So you always want a bowl that's a little bigger than the contents of what you're mixing so that things don't fall out. And I should get a bright, crunchy, juicy bites of kohlrabi. I should get a little crunchy sweetness from the carrots, and then I get that inimitable asparagus flavor, also with a little bit of crunch. And I have a lovely little salad here, and yeah, there you go. Bon appetit.